Now, luckily for you, you've been praised most of your career, but there have been lean patches also, and patches where, you know, your films haven't worked for whatever reason. How do you deal with that?
I think I deal with success and flops in pretty much the same way. I mean, yes, it's great when you're said that, oh, you have a hit on hand, and it's great that people say that, you know, you're fantastic and done very well and etc. But even if a film doesn't work, I'm very proud of all the work that I've done. I think that every film that I've done, regardless of whether anybody else would consider it a mistake or not, was a learning experience for me.
Now, you are who you are. You know, you've always been who you are. Like, there's no changing. You haven't changed for the Bollywood world. You haven't changed for directors. Has there ever been pressure? Like, for instance, you are the only actress who has the unibrow, right? You have never actually plucked or done anything, you know, to become that Bollywood wash. Has there ever been any pressure of that kind? That, okay, now transform?
I don't believe in pressure. I don't believe that, like there's a lot of people who ask me that didn't you feel pressurized when you first joined the film industry? Because you had this whole lineage behind you and you had to live up to it. And I was like, no, I didn't actually, because I didn't think about it. I was more in the now, okay, the camera's here, I better do this right, you know, I better get this right, whatever I'm doing currently, let me do it right. So I've never felt the pressure. There has been, I'm sure, lots of people, all my friends are very much, oh, you know, you should dress better, you should do this, you should do that, and, you know, you should color your hair. And I'm like, yeah, whatever you think I should do is not necessarily what I think I should do. And hello, do you know how much pain there is involved in plucking? It's horrendous.
She's hysterical.
Why would I want to do that to myself?
Okay, going back in your life a little bit, tell me about the first moment that you ever met Shah Rukh Khan. Because obviously your relationship with him is like, you know, legendary.
We did a film together called Bazigar, which was our first film together. And I remember coming on shooting and he was sitting over there and I was like, that's the hero of the film? He's like, what's his problem in life? Why doesn't he talk? And at that point of time I was like, you know, how can you have a person sitting on the set and be like completely silent or only talking about like, you know, I was like, what a weird guy is that? So his makeup man actually was very sweet and Ravi Dada. So I was speaking to him in Marathi and I was like, you know, तुमचा hero काय बोलतच नाही. And he's like, नाही, खूप चांगला मुलगा आहे आणि नाही, त्याला बघा आता तुम्ही, he's going to make it and this and that. And I'm like, what nonsense, he's not going to make it. He is so boring and he is so that, and I'm happily telling him all this while he was happily listening to me. He turned around and he looked at me and he was like, he's such a brat. Later on, when I look at it, I could completely understand why nobody was talking on the set, because it was the day after New Year's and everybody was like suffering from like a deep hangover, and here I come like, choppy, and I'm like loud, and I'm like, you know, I probably was like echoing in their heads at that point of time and didn't even realize it. She's like, you know, and of course, once I get started, it's like, you know, it's hard to stop me. So I could completely understand that, but I understood that later, much later.